going, everybody? Welcome back to Pot's Movie Dungeon. Just wanted to welcome you guys to part 3 in my Vestron video collector series. This is part 3 of 3. If you guys have missed the previous 2 parts, I will link those videos. You'll see the tags pop up here in just a minute. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I appreciate you guys sticking with me through this. I had planned on making this one big video, and I just thought it best to just split it up in 3 videos so it wouldn't be so long and so hard to watch. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys sticking with me through this, and this is gonna conclude the Vestron Collector Series videos. And you guys take care, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Number 15 in the Vestron Video Collector Series, we have Beyond Reanimator. And if you guys know, Reanimator is an absolute horror classic. And this movie here, I have seen, but it has been quite a while, and I think I've only seen it one time. And it definitely is not as good as the original Reanimator, but it is still, you know, for what it is, it's still a fun movie. I mean, Jeffrey Combs returns. He's always fun to watch. This movie was directed by Brian Usna and stars, as I said, Jeffrey Combs, Tommy Dean Massett, Jason Berry. And the basic synopsis of this is basically, after causing the Miskatonic University massacre, Dr. Herbert West has been serving a prison sentence for the past 14 years. Far from overcoming his scientific obsession with bringing dead organisms back to life, he has had no choice but to continue his experiments on the only specimens he can find in his cell, rats. When Howard, a new young doctor, comes to work as the prison MD and requests his assistance, Dr. West discovers the young protege has something he left behind 14 years ago. Pretty good amount of special features on this, being a bigger name title. And this one has a lot of audio commentaries. It has a Death Row Sideshow, an interview with actor Jeffrey Combs. That's pretty good. 6 Shots by Midnight, an interview with S.T. Jossie, author of I Am Providence, The Life and Times of H.P. Lovecraft. You have a production art gallery, still gallery, a vintage EPK featurette, Dr. Reanimator, Move Your Dead Bones music video, and a theatrical trailer. It's a pretty good release, guys. I haven't watched this since I got it, but I have seen it. It's just been a pretty good while. But that is number 15 in the series. Alright, number 16 in the line is H.P. Lovecraft's Dagon. Now, this movie was directed by Stuart Gordon. You know, pretty big name there. Stars Ezra Godin, Francisco Rabel, and Raquel Morona. Don't know much about that. Anyway, a boating accident runs a young man and woman ashore in a decrepit Spanish fishing town, which they discover is the grips of an ancient sea god and its monstrous half-human offspring. I mean, being an H.P. Lovecraft story, it's got to be good, guys. Don't know much about it. It's got great artwork, though. I mean, that cover looks fantastic. This has audio commentary with director Stuart Gordon, which if you're a fan of Stuart Gordon, that could be fun. It has a lot of interviews, some vintage featurettes with Stuart Gordon, and some other cast guys, theatrical trailers. Anyway, that's Dagon, number 16. Number 17 in the line, by far, is the one that I know the most about, I've seen the most times, and the one that I'm the most glad to have in this collection. And that is Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive. I have seen this movie probably 30 to 40 times, give or take. It's been a ton. I love this movie. It's a guilty pleasure. This movie gets just an ass ton of hate, but just because people just don't like it for some reason. But I love this movie. Every time I watch it, I can sit there and watch the whole movie and just really enjoy it. Maybe it's just me. I'm sure there's others out there, guys. This is pretty much a cult classic at this point. But this movie came out in 1986, and it stars Emilio Estevez, Pat Hingle, and Laura Harrington, and Yardley Smith. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Yardley Smith, she is the voice of Lisa Simpson on The Simpsons. And if you've seen the movie, she's the one that has got the most annoyingly aggravating voice that's always hollering Curtis, the newlywed. But anyway, she's the voice of Lisa Simpson for you guys that didn't know that. But she's also in this. But this movie here is just an absolute classic. It also has a Frankie Faison, whatever, which I'm a big fan of his. And he plays a small role in the movie, but it's enjoyable. But basically, if you guys have not seen this movie, basically the tail of a comet comes around the Earth, and anything that's mechanical basically comes alive. And this was the only and the first and the only movie that was directed by Stephen King. But Stephen King, when he did the trailer for this, you know, what was the thing he said? I'm going to scare the hell out of you with this kind of crazy cross eyes.
I'm going to scare the hell out of you.
And being a Stephen King nut that I was in the 80s, a big Stephen King fan, the trailer just got me. And when I went and seen this, not only that, the soundtrack was all done by AC/DC, one of my favorite bands of all times. I mean, there was no way this movie was gonna go wrong for me. Now, I understand its flaws. I understand it's pretty dumb. I understand the plot is pretty thin, and the acting is not the best in the world. But it's just one of those movies for me that's just a fun time. And every time I see it, even though I know what I'm watching, I just got to pretty much turn my brain off and watch the movie, and it's just a good time. So I'm not embarrassed to say, guys, I love this movie. So, and the artwork's great. And this is the one that I'm the most excited about this entire collection by far. And it's definitely the one that I have seen the most, and the one that I will probably watch more than any of these once it's all said and done. So, guys, let me know what you guys think about this movie. If I'm just crazy, if I'm on an island with that, if there's other big fans of this movie. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me, guys. But that's Maximum Overdrive, and it's number 17. All right, coming in at number 18, we have one of the ones that was released last year, and this is the 1975 David Cronenberg movie Shivers. Now, if you guys know David Cronenberg, he does some pretty twisted stuff. I mean, David Cronenberg is known as doing the movie The Fly. What else has he done off the top of my head? Dead Ringers, Crash. And I just watched Crash recently, and that is a different movie, to say the least. I did enjoy it. I mean, David Cronenberg has just got a list of just great movies, guys. I'm a pretty big fan of his. I need to go back and watch a few of his other movies I've never seen before. But I am a big fan of David Cronenberg. My biggest, and also Videodrome. That's what I couldn't think of. Videodrome. Also Dead Zone. I mean, he's got a great filmography, guys. But this one here is 1975, and it's one of the older titles. But I was very excited to see them release this. I love that cover, by the way. A cult favorite, Shivers is acclaimed filmmaker David Cronenberg's controversial feature-length debut. Okay, so this is his debut, guys. I didn't realize that. When the residents of a luxury apartment complex outside Montreal, which is he's Canadian, so that makes sense, are infiltrated by parasites and transformed into violent, sex-crazed maniacs, it's up to Dr. Roger St. Luc to contain the outbreak from spreading to the city at large in a film that scares and shocks us because it's so cleverly made, says Roger Ebert. So anyway, guys, this one has a pretty good amount of special features. I mean, this is probably some of the most here. It's got a ton of interviews, still galleries, theatrical trailers, TV spots, radio spots, audio commentary with David Cronenberg. So this is a release, guys, that unfortunately I have not seen yet, but I have seen this movie a couple times, and I do remember enjoying it. This is a classic. If you have not seen this, guys, check it out. And I was really excited to see them add this to the line last year. So that's Shivers at number 18. Hang in there, guys. We're getting close. Next, at number 19, we have another movie that was released last year, and it was Little Monsters with Fred Savage and Howie Mandel. This is a movie here that's interesting to me because this movie came out in 1989, and I remember when this movie came out, it didn't get great reviews, if I remember correctly. I was a little too old for this when it came out. If I remember, this was more marketed as more of a kids movie. And in 1989, I'd have been a senior in high school, and for whatever reason, this just didn't appeal to me when it came out. When this was released last year, I'm going to admit I bought this because it was in the Vestron line, but this was never a movie that I've ever had any desire to go back and check out again. But now that I own this movie, I do want to check it out. I do like Howie Mandel. I like his stand-up anyway. And I used to like Fred Savage back in the Wonder Years. And what's the name of the other guy in here that I like? Rick Dugeman, whatever. He was great in The Burbs with Tom Hanks. So, I can't say a whole lot about it. I've never seen it. It just kind of missed my window whenever it came out. I was a little bit too old for it. And when this came out, I guess I thought it was basically a kid's movie, which I still think it may be. I think it's just a silly comedy with some gore in it. It's probably just a good entry type movie for kids to kind of get into horror maybe. It's got really good artwork on the inside. All this disc art is just fantastic, guys. One thing I can say about this line, the disc art does not disappoint if you guys are into that kind of stuff. So that's Little Monsters, guys. The special features are a pretty good amount. Same stuff, interviews, vintage interviews, behind the scenes, audio commentary, same old stuff. But yeah, that's Little Monsters. And all right, now we're going to be moving into the current year. And this next movie is probably the one that I'm the most embarrassed to say I haven't seen. I had mentioned this in another one of my videos. It was one of my collection update videos recently, because this just came out, I think, beginning of August, maybe the end of July. But this is number 20 in the series, and this is The Wraith. Now, this movie here stars Charlie Sheen, Nick Kazavitz, Sherilyn Fenn, and Randy Quaid. And I know when this movie was announced, there was a ton of people that was super excited about this. And as I said in my other video, if you guys go back and watch that, this is a movie that normally you would think, because I watched a ton of movies back in the day, and normally I would have ran to the theaters to watch this. I don't know why I hadn't seen it. It's something that just blows my mind. Well, you know, I've had it now for a couple of weeks, and I still haven't watched it yet. But I've been busy making YouTube videos, and unfortunately life and other responsibilities. But this is probably in my top 5 of my pile of movies to watch here soon. So I'm going to watch this, guys, and I'm going to see what all the hoopla is about, because a lot of people was excited about this coming out. So, and Charlie Sheen and Randy Quaid, I just don't know why I've never seen this movie, guys. I have no explanation. I have no excuse. I have no excuse. But I'll go ahead and show you guys what the cover looks like. There's the Wraith. And there's the inside disc art, guys. Again, you know, just good disc art. And also, this is the other thing, guys. I mean, I'm an 80s kid. 80s hair metal was where it was at. And it says, featuring the music of Billy Idol, Robert Palmer, Ozzy Osbourne, and Motley Crue. So I don't know, guys. I have no excuse. But I'm going to right this wrong. This week, my goal is going to be to watch The Wraith. I'll report back. All right. Now, last in the line, this is their most current release. This is number 21. And this is where they're at right now in the series. This is the final one. This one just came out last week or the week before. I think it was last week. But it is Sundown, The Vampire Retreat. And I just got this one in the mail. I want to say it was in my last review video. Still haven't watched it yet. But I'm probably going to... I may do a double feature and check this one and The Wraith out the same night. That'll be an interesting double feature. But this one here is a 1990 movie. And this one stars David Carradine. I'm a big David Carradine fan, so this should be a good time. It says, the road to purgatory is paved with good intentions, and Count Marduluk, played by Carradine, wouldn't have it any other way. He's seeking atonement for centuries of human carnage, which is why he's instructed Purgatory's vampire residents to slather on SPF 100 sunblock, pursue daytime activities, and drink only synthetic blood. But some vampires don't agree with Marduluk. They want the real thing, and if that means wooden bullets flying and a vampire civil war, so be it. This wild horror comedy also stars Bruce Campbell, Maxwell Caldwell, M. Emmett Walsh, and John Ireland. So Bruce Campbell, David Carradine, vampire movie, I'm all about it, guys. So my goal this week is going to be, I'm going to have a double feature. I'm going to watch The Wraith, and I'm going to watch Sundown. It's my complete Vestron collector series. Hope you guys, are still watching this. I know this took me a little while. I've never tried to review this many titles at one time back to back, and I have to say it was more of an endeavor than I thought it was going to be. But I was glad to go over these titles with you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have got any comments at all, please leave them down below. And once again, thank you guys for all the support. My channel is growing faster than I could ever imagine, and I'm super happy about it, guys. I appreciate all the love everybody has given me and all the support. I just can't say it enough. It's more appreciated than you possibly know. So I'm going to continue putting out content, guys. If you like it, stick with me. We're gonna make this channel, we're gonna make this channel grow and do great things. I'm hoping. I got some big ideas down the road. And in case I hadn't mentioned it, guys, if you notice in the corner back there, I got the Camp Crystal Lake sign that I've been wanting one of those for a couple of years now. And me and my wife went to the Spirit Halloween store yesterday, and I was able to grab that sign. So I'm happy to add that to the background back there. It's something I've been wanting for a while. I'm not sure if it's going to stay there or not. I may end up hanging it on the door over there, but for right now, that's where it's at. I had to move Yoda to the other side here. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close this down. I appreciate you guys watching the video. I hope you guys still stuck around and made it this long. If you did, thank you again. I'm filming this on Sunday evening, so I got a busy work week ahead. I'm going to try to put out some more content this week, but sometimes my work week doesn't allow that. But I hope you guys have a great week, and I hope to see you guys again real soon. Take care.